individual soul feels I am the doer, I am the doer, Karta. And I enjoy happiness, I am suffering, I am crying, I am weeping, I am happy, I am unhappy. Therefore, Niskriyam Brahma, you're saying I am that Brahma, how can it be? Vaikyaganam, the unity, the knowledge of unity, how can it? It is illogical. This person, Jiva, which is always is a enjoyer of or experiencer of happiness and misery. Now he is up with joy. Next moment he is down with sadness, bereavement, feeling of separation. And this weak person, how he can be Brahman, the absolute, which is beyond all action. This is my question. Etan me sanshayam. This is my doubt. Chindi. Just cut asunder that doubt. Prapanno, why shall you tell me you are my teacher? I take refuge at your feet. Please help me to clear out this doubt. Twang bina, without you, samsaya chitta, who can destroy my doubt, no usti. There is no one in the world other than you, the real teacher. So you can cut my this doubt asunder and definitely tell me what is the secret. Very important point, no? That's why we make a mistake. Being a Vedanta student, we always mistake. I am Atman, I am Brahman. We say all these things and do whatever we like and think that we are Vedanta student. No. Question is that if you are a Vedanta student, you are not the body, not the mind. But how come that is possible to think that I am being limited in every aspect, every moment's little emotion, little um, physical ailment, this, that, disturbs our whole personality. And you dare to say, I am God, that I am not God, I am the Father of God. That's the better to know. I can use this language better. Christians and other this religion will say, you dare to talk that you are God? But Vedanta says, I am not saying I am God. God has the power to create. I am not creator. But God is made of Satchidananda. I am also made of Satchidananda. In that respect, I am one. So that was to understand that how come that be possible where I am identified with my body and mind. So now the response will come from Bhagavan Vasudeva, Sri Krishna. He said, Sangshuddha Dvam Padam Purvam Sarupam Avadharet. You have to first do one thing, purify. Purify tongue. Tongue means thou. The word used by when I say thou, purify. What is thou mean? I don't mean thou is thou art that absolute thou. I am not saying that you are the limited person, 5 feet 6 inches height, or 150 pound, or that mass of flesh and bone. I am not saying that is that God, absolute. No. So you have to purify what I mean by thou. That thou word is to be purified, or it has some coating and covering. Peel up those coverings and see what is the thou means, real thou. Real thou is the consciousness behind you. Not your eyes, not your ear, not your mind, not your body. So purify. Say, I am not the body, not the mind, not the flesh, not the bone. So do that. Kurvam, first you do this purification process and think that when Guru says you are Brahman, thou art that, he does not mean this limited personality with limited power, which is a poor creature subject to little praise, little blame, and little suffering, little pain, lost. He is not the Brahman. But you have to purify the coverings or the which is alloy. Alloy which is added with you, real you. Real you plus alloy. Burn those alloy. You know, when you get a nugget of gold, so if they want to make an ornament, what they do? They don't just make an ornament immediately. They put in nitric acid to purify. Then they put it in a blow lamp and melt it, melt it, melt it. Then they chisel it, then they hammer it. No? These are all the purification. And when it comes to a beautiful ornament, everyone says, wow, wow, what a beautiful ornament. But how it has come? You have to be chiseled. It has to be purified. It has to be put into nitric acid and heat and all these things. That means that's why spiritual practice is necessary. And clarity of understanding that whenever any guru is saying you are that, you does not mean the physical body, eyes, ears, nose, throat, flesh, bone, no, marrow now, not in your mind, not that the emotion, not the, my intellectual ability, not my who am I, nothing of this sort. Just you have to purify them and then Swarupam Avadhare. Know your own Swarupa, innate, divine, spiritual entity, what you are. Prakaram Sinuvakshami. Now I will tell how to do this prakaram, this process. I will tell you, listen, and I will tell you Vedavakya Anusharata, following the Vedic teachings. I will teach you. So be careful, now pay attention to them. After purifying the term thou at the very beginning, one should clearly know the essential nature of one's own self. I shall, means the Krishna says, I shall explain the methodology to reach this conclusion in accordance to the text of the Vedas have explained. That means in the path of the Vedic knowledge, I will explain that. Please listen, be focused. Dehotrayam yadatteno nashatteno nirashayaha sthulam suksmam karanancha punah punah vicharaya. 29 verse, chapter 2. Dehotrayam, you have three bodies. You think you are this body. No. This is the when you are awaking. This body, when you are awaking time, you are eating, doing all these things with this body. But when you dream, where goes this body? This body vanishes from you. You live in your dream body. You eat, drink, dance, sing, cry, weep, all in this dream body. That is your dream body. This is the waking body. That's the dream body. And there is a sleep body. When you sleep, you don't die. You have some consciousness. That's why you wake up and say, I slept. So these are the three bodies. Why? They are called bodies because it's a mixture of so many things. This physical body we know made of what? Five elements, water, air, fire, water, etc., etc. Huh? Air, space, fire, etc. Five. And then what? Five sense organs, five eyes, ears, etc. Hand, feet, etc. Five. Then what? Are they five subtle space, air, water, subtle. Subtle means which is now functioning mostly in the gross level. But when you think in your mental level, that is the subtle body. So this body is now so much. It is 17 elements, the 17 parts of the subtle body is in this physical body. This is physical cage in which the subtle body is seated. Subtle body is what? As you see, think of your dream. What you have in your dream body. So you have the sense organs, five sense organs of action, five sense organs of perception, and five subtle elements. There is water, you drink. There is air, not this air. This air, the physical body. But dream body is having some dream air. Dream air, dream water, dream food, everything dream, made of dream. That's your subtle.
So when the departed soul,
They go with the 17 elements.
so
Only leave the physical body.
but they drink the water of that subtle water.
Of course.
So then, when they are when we offer those gross food, gross water, how can they have it?
And that's why they take the essence. That's why you get back all the food you offer. Four rasagullas you give, four rasagullas comes back. You give it half a pound of cooked food, half a pound comes back. That's why he takes this subtle body. Upanishad says the deva, the gods, the subtle body people don't eat, but they take the essence of that. Even Pindadan, forefathers in Indian custom, and mom, dad, or grandpa, for them as a honoring or honoring them, we offer oblation to them. Whatever they gave in a food in a round ball-like thing, ball remains ball, but the essential thing out of the subtle part, they take the subtle part. Anyway, so a person dies, his physical body remains. So physical thing remains the same, but the subtle thing goes out. That soul is goes to heaven or hell. That in a subtle way they experience pleasure, pain due to the karma, etc. Anyhow, so we have three bodies. Dehotrayam. But all these three bodies are jadattena, nashattena, nirashaya. They are jadattena because they are jada, as because they are inert, inert material, and is perishable because this body is a perishable. Your subtle body is also perishable, cannot. When you go to dream body, subtle body does not remain. When you go to the sleep body, that also a body that can be destroyed by knowledge. When one get illumined, I have Atman, with that knowledge, that all these three bodies are gone. What remains? Satchidananda remains. So every day, as a student of Vedanta, this is the teaching that punah punah vichara. Again and again, analyze this. Again and again and again, discernment is necessary. That the three bodies in which I live, our whole life is nothing but living in the three bodies. Sometimes in the gross body, in our waking state. Sometimes we dream, sometimes we sleep. And again we wake up, again we dream, again we sleep. Whole life is nothing but a round and round circle of these three states of my being. But these three states are rotating. That's why it is jhana. It is not consciousness. It is not absolute. It can be destroyed. This physical body can be destroyed. Subtle body can be destroyed by knowledge. Subtle body, causal body can be destroyed by knowledge. So nasattena and nirashaya, they are rejectable. There is no ashaya. Nirashaya meaning nashattena nirashaya rejectable. So that is the because I cannot, it is not eternal, it is not stable. So these three bodies are to be rejected. Analyze. This is not me. It is changing every day. It is not yesterday's body, it is today's body. Not the body I have when I was 20 years old. That body is gone dead. It looks like the same person, but it's not same. So it is jada, matter. Matter can be destroyed. Nashattena, it is the object to destruction by any means, and nirashaya rejected. Stulang, suksmang, karanancha. Is this gross body, the subtle body, the causal body. Punah punah vichara. Again and again, again and again. Analyze, analyze, analyze. And then with this analysis, very important argument, which is to be rejected, which is to be kept. Kept, which is eternal, which cannot be destroyed. That is to be kept. That is me. But I have imposed upon me this body. Body goes and comes. Body becomes diseased, body becomes healthy. I suffer because of the body's ill health or good health. So similarly, you say it is not so, it is destructible, it is jada matter, and it is to be rejected. For that reason. Analyze, analyze, analyze day and night, day and so the Vedanta student has one big task every day. Morning till night they think. These are all rejectable, this is made of matter, and it is jada, inert, and this inert material is destructible, so I don't care for that. But what is behind it? Indestructible. That I like. Kashtadi lastavat sarvam anatmo jaranasharam kadalidalavat sarvam kruvenaiva parittaja. Very beautiful and instruction. Vedanta is very simple in here. That's why great spiritual practice is necessary. It will be only words, it will not stick our head. Kashtadi lustrava, like a lump of clay. A lump of clay or lostoma or a piece of wood. All these three bodies we are talking about, this gross body, dream body, sleep body, these three, sarvam, kastha, lostoma, sarvam, anatma. It is not atman. It is not the self. Why? Jada, nasham. It is inert and it is destructible. Therefore, kadali dalavat sarvam. The plantain trees, no? Banana plant. Did you see the banana plant? Banana plant, you can take out one layer, one sheet out, and cut and again sheet again. Ultimately, nothing remains. So take out the coverings, as if inside is the material Satchidananda self. And it has three coverings. One is the I, ego covering, dream, sleep body. Another is covered, over it is covered the dream body. Over is covered the gross body. So now all the bodies are working together. My ego is here alert. My subtle mind is functioning. My physical eyes are also working. So all the three are functional. When you go to sleep, one drops. Peel up one layer. We don't we don't make an effort, but when you go to sleep, we forget about this. So, but consciously, while you are with the eyes open, you are an intelligent man thinking, think. This is the waking state, I am not the same I dream state, but this is jara, is matter. So, and you can peel up like a kadali dalava. Kadali means banana or plantain, banana plant. If you peel off the big plant, you will find peel up, and then nothing will remain inside. Or you can say, yes, there will remain some pith, and that pith is Brahman, consciousness, Satchidananda, and all are the outer covering over it. So, peel up, throw away all those. Karali dalavat sarvam, kromena iva parittaja. You cannot do in one stroke, throw away all. Every day say, I am not this physical body. Why? It is anatma, it is not the self. It is jara, it is the matter, inert matter, and it is subject to destruction. Whose body is still there now? People have tried to keep the body and make mummy of the body. Huh? But mummy is mummy. The body is gone. It does not talk anymore. So it is jada, means matter, and anything matter is subject to destruction. And anything subject to destruction, what shall I do with that? I want that which is indestructible. So peel off the outer coating, saying you are not the body, gross body, not the subtle body, not the causal body. Now, 31st verse says, Tad badasya hi shimanam tyaga yugyam sayam prabham tamatmattena samviddhi chetitam padasudanam. So 31st verse says, when one reaches the limit of the spinning of projection, that means you have succeeded every day. You think like clear vision. That inner self is covered with the three Ks. And you can reject mentally, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. When one reaches this limit of feeling of rejection, then that one with a pit inside, I said, the pit, that is that one which it cannot be rejected any further, is the self-luminous reality. So you have to know God, not to go to any place, but learn how to peel up the non-essentials from the essential which is inside. What a grand idea. Made it spirituality is so easy, but we make it so complicated and we don't practice. Anything which is created is destructible. Body is created, body will be destroyed. Mind is created, mind will be destroyed. But that which is behind the mind cannot be destroyed. So analyze that, and when one can reach regularly peeling off this outer coating, no? And then what will happen? You succeed in rejection, and then you will reach a point which cannot be rejected. And that is which cannot be rejected, which is full of bliss and joy, where there is no two, and that permeates everywhere. Then that one which cannot be rejected is the self-luminous reality. That reality is the she shining, everything shines. The shining light inside, that's why the body seems alive. The body heat and this and that, we think that is food. So food is there, suppose a dead body, feed him something. So why the body does not get the heat? It is a consciousness percolates and appears as the heat. So therefore, that to be your own self, this is called the purification of what the thou, Tvam pada sodhana. Huh? So easy, no? Got it? Now, Tvam is more important, and Tvam also, we have our concept. There is some God sitting in the heaven. He is with a rod in hand, or a loving God, whatever you give the quality. Huh? There is loving God or a punishing God, and He's watching you all the time. Why are you imposing this quality of punishing or loving God? Why? It is love only, and you cannot say when it is love. So peel up there also your concept of God, peel up your concept of God. Peel up who you are, peel up what is your God is. God the Creator, a Creator God, He has created, it will be destroyed. Anything created, it will be destroyed. So, next, Tat padasya chaparaksham maya upadhing parityaja tadadhisthana chaitanyam purnamekang sadabhayam. Tat padasya, that thou art that pad. Tat pada means that pada. Tat padasya chaparaksham maya upadhing parityaja. What is his bondage? We are Satchidananda covered by ignorance. God, who is God? God is Satchidananda covered with Maya. Understand? Maya is a cosmic ignorance. And individually, I am ignorant about myself, my divine nature. When Satchidananda forgets his identity and comes one step down with the Maya veil, we call his God. So don't, God is to be, that's why Swami Vivekananda powerfully said, dethrone, dethroning of God. Vedanta dethrones God. God is you are putting, imposing some quality on that absolute which is ever pure and stainless. So dethrone God. Dethrone your idea about God and go back to what is He. So that's why it's called the Tat Pada, purification of the that. Purification of thou, purification of that. Tam, Tat, Oshi. Oshi means you are. How I can be God? No, you cannot be God. We all know I cannot create the world. I am a product of the world. No, but God has created the world. Yes, God has this quality. But giving that quality, you are reducing its spiritual interest, intensity of his, the intensity of his real nature. It is Satchidananda, unparalleled. There is no creator, creation, all these attributes. Attributes make him little lower than what he is. Hmm? That's why Sri Ramakrishna said, why do you praise God? Say the Sikhs, they always say, oh Lord, you have prepared this beautiful world. How beautiful is the sky, how beautiful is the flower. Why are you praising? He is God. He has created in his own way, it should be. That is not praising God means you are, from your perspective, is some manifestation you are praising. So, but he is the absolute. So give up that. So renounce the limiting adjunct, which is called Maya, the indirect cause of the word that. That meaning that Satchidananda Brahman, the absolute, timeless, spaceless, beginningless, endless reality, nothing but consciousness and bliss. So that Tatpada, we have to, what to do? Renounce. What to renounce? That Maya which has limited God, limited as God. That's why I say he is the father of God. Brahman is the father of God. God comes because Brahman is there. God takes a clothing and appears in the before creation. Then we call he is sitting in his throne, high heaven, and he's controlling the world and looking at us. So you are giving all these qualities to him. He is beyond all qualities. So renounce the limiting adjunct of Maya, the indirect knowledge of the word thou, that. The consciousness that remains as a substratum is full, only one, eternal and imperishable. Tadodhisthana Chaitanya, that substratum, you peel up the quality of godliness, kindness, compassion, remove all this, then what will remain? It will remain Purnam, that full, that means which is saturated everywhere and everything. There is nothing but that full, 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 Purna, Ekam, only one. There is no parallel to that. And it is Sat, it is eternal, and it is Abhayam, imperishable. So that you can catch. So you have to take away your coverings, three coats, huh? And then you will be who you are. And similarly, take out the coverings of God and see who is He without attribute. Nirgun, Nirvishesha. So that is Brahman. तयोरिक्कं महाबाहो नित्याखण्डवधारणं घटाकाशो महाकाशो इवात्मानं परात्मनि वैक्कम् अखण्डभावं त्वं ज्ञात्वा तुष्णीं भवार्जुन. Now you understand that consciousness, Tayoikam, same consciousness, and here also same consciousness. I am talking that and this in remaining in ignorance. Suppose in the Pacific Ocean, where is that water and this water? It is ocean, only one ocean. But when you make a bubble out of that ocean, then I am a bubble on the east coast or east side, and you are a bubble on the west side. I am a big wave, someone is a bigger wave. It's all distinction. But as water go down, don't take the identification you are a bubble, I such a wave, or God is a huge wave. Forget all these descriptions. It is all water. Tayur Vikam. Try to find out that that consciousness here is the same as the cosmic consciousness, what we talk about God. Tayur Vikam Mahabahu. Oh Arjuna, their unity between this individual soul and the supreme self, that is eternal, undivided, and affirmative. Well, how can it be understood? Well, given a simple example. The space, the cosmic space, no? How people are fighting for my area, your area. Huh? Ukraine is this way, Russia is this way. This is my jurisdiction, this is my. Your plane is crossing my airspace, no? Is there any airline in the space? Vertical line somewhere standing? You see, this space of the temple, this space outside. Is there any difference? Space wise, is there any difference? That's why you think you are like a pitcher. The space within the pitcher and space outside the pitcher. Is there any difference? If the pitcher is put into the ocean, no? Just think you are a pitcher and you are dipped into the ocean. So inside every pore of the pitcher, think of it is earthen pitcher, not metallic. Then it will be better to understand. Every pore of the pitcher and inside and outside is what? Water, water, water. So inside and these three bodies making the separation from one to another, all is permeated by that one space. Space in the pitcher and the great space outside the pitcher is the one. So you remove the pitcher from here to there. Space moves or your pitcher moves. Space remaining the same. It matters little. You remove, nowadays in this country we do that. The entire building we lift and put it somewhere else. No? Oh, space moves with that. Space is unmovable, immovable, eternal, unchanging. Can you cut space? Bring a sword and cut the space. Can you make a wall and make it this space separate? Space penetrates into the wall. That consciousness, that bliss, that absolute Satchidananda self permeates everything in all the nooks and corners of everything. Therefore, just this is a very good example. I am a pitcher, and in me is the space, and that space is the Satchidananda, that Brahman, the absolute existence, absolute consciousness, absolute joy. And outside is the big space. There is no distinction. Only this pitcher, shape of the pitcher is making the distinction. Break that speech. How will you break? You cannot take a stick and break this body. psychologically, analytically think this is changeable, it is not me, it is breakable. It is breakable. When we die, it breaks. Before that, it starts breaking, we go to hospital. And they pass it. Again, we come back, again, we go. And one day, it says, it's gone. So this picture is gone. So, inside the consciousness, outside consciousness. It's a very great idea. Vaikam akhanda bhavantam. You understand there is the unity. What is the unity? Individual picture inside is space, the same space outside the space. Vaikam means unity, unity of the space. Same space permeates everywhere. There is no two, there is no division, no separation. You are not separated from God, or you are not separated, better to say Brahman, because you inside is the consciousness, outside is the consciousness. Inside is the Pacific Ocean water, outside is the Pacific Ocean water. Nothing but water, water, water. Even if you put a picture or break the picture, matters little. We are talking about, we are pictures now. A shape and size has been projected on that consciousness. Inside water, 1 pound of water may be in the picture. That picture is covered by a earthen, um, earthen what you say, earthen uh, construct. But the water permeates everywhere, inside and outside, and Vaikam is unity. Satchidananda is here, Satchidananda is there. So this you can think day and night. Akannam Vaikam Akannam Bhavam Tangyatva, knowing this to sting bhavo. Don't talk much. Just be quiet and feel that inside me and outside me is the same consciousness. That consciousness which is we call Brahman, and the same consciousness is the Atman inside. Inside the pitcher, that water you call Atman, and outside the pitcher you call is Brahman. But Atman and Brahman are not two. It is only you are giving two names. One. Okay. Now, 34, how is it there? Okay, we will finish this. 34. Gyataivam, 34. Gyataivam yogajuktatma sthira pragya sada sukhi prarabdha vigaparjantam jivan mukta viharavan. Then your purpose of life is done. Gyatva evam, knowing such. What to know? It's not intellectual knowing, it is experiential knowledge. Knowing such, what? Gyatva evam gyatva, knowing such. What is knowing? Me inside is the same consciousness, or Satchidananda, Brahma, Atman. Outside is the same Satchidananda we call Brahman. Atman is nothing but Brahman. Brahman is nothing but Atman. Knowing this experientially, Yoga Juktatma, you become united in that cosmic oneness. That's called Samadhi. Sthira Pragya, make your understanding stable. Stabilize your understanding by this experience. And Sada Sukhi, be all the time happy. You are craving to be happy by getting some food, getting some praise, getting some money, getting some house, getting some sports car, getting something which is mundane in the material world. But that is so temporary, it comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. But knowing this, be united in your own self and be all the time blessed. What will you do then? You dance and sing. Prarabdha vigaparjantam. Till this body continues, one is destined to live for 50 years, some is 70 years, some is 80 years, some is 100 years, or whatever is your life's duration. Life will drop at that point because of the impetus of the karma of the last life. You throw a stone, the way, the force, and with the inner intensity of the direction you throw, When it is gone out of your hand, it is decided, it is already destined, it will go that far and drop. So this life is an effect of the past life. So it is going now in the trajectory. It will go on. Even if you realize God, this body will go on. But you are not the same person. You will be Jivan Mukta. You will be enjoying the bliss while you are living. Everything you will see, Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Everywhere you will see the presence of the divine and consciousness. Inside, outside. That is the state where Jesus Christ, Buddhas, Ramas, Krishnas, Ramakrishnas, they live in that consciousness. So, more than that. But Jagatva even Yoga Yuktatma, knowing such, you become united, Yoga, Yukta, united with the Atma, and then Sthita Pragya, your memory, your understanding, let it be stabilized, Sthita, and you be always happy, and you will live in the body, you will not die till your body drops off. Prarabdha Vega Parjantam, the momentum which is pushing the ball to go on, this light ball to move on and drop one day. Till then, Jivan Mukta. Live like a free soul, not like us crying, weeping, sobbing, and in between little smiling. No, no, not that. All the time happy, all the time peaceful. You know that you are in that divine entity is you, and you are worthless, deathless. That experience. That is the 34. Natasya punnang nahi tasya papam nishedang naiva punarna navaidham sada samagna sukhavari rasu vapuschare prakrita karma yoga. Now, at this point, after you realize this, natasya papam, natasya punnam. There is no sin for anyone of that type of people. What sin? They see the oneness everywhere. Sin is in ignorance. Attachment, craving is in the ignorance. But he has reached that level of state of Jivan Mukta, means free while living in the body. You are breathing like, they will breathe like me, you, but they are always free. No bondage, nowhere. They are always established in that absolute peace. Whether suffering comes, Sada Samagna, he will be so ever embedded into or swimming in the Barirashu, in the ocean, in the water of sweetness, he will be swimming all the time. That means what a blessed life then. And the body will continue. It's eating, it's sleeping. Ramakrishna, Ramana Maharshi. Did not they eat? Did not they sleep? Did not they talk? Then the physical activity of the body will continue because of the past momentum. But internally, that person will be so free, so totally free from all bondage and established in permanent peace and happiness. इत्तध्यात्म विद्यायाम योग शास्त्रे शिवासुदेवार्जुन संवादे Santi Gitayam Ditiyoddhaya. So here ends the second chapter of the Shanti Gita, and we are reading. So done now. Second chapter finished today. Anything? Any question? This is the chance. I could have brought the third chapter also, but not.
I have a question. When you're talking about the dream body, is that the same thing as the pranamaya kosha, or is that something different?
It will be pranamaya, manamaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya. We have five in the koshas, five. One physical body is called annamaya because it is made of the anna, food. Pranamaya is the energy body. Energy body is here also, They are also energy body. That's why you run there, you smile there, you talk. That's why you call, there you remain pranamaya, pranamaya body, manam mind remains there, buddhi remains there, ego remains there. That's why in the dream time we have only one we drop, the physical identity. And then when you sleep, you drop all annamaya, you forget pranamaya, manomaya, your mind is not functioning. Anandamaya, ego. Now, Vijnanamaya, intellect, your intellect, they all get into just collapse. So only remains I. I consciousness remains. That's why you call it causal body. So on the waking state, all the five sheets are working. In the when you go to dream, only one drops. The physical body drops, identity.
How about Kundalini? Which body is Kundalini?
Kundalini has nothing to do with here. Kundalini is a yogic term. Kundalini is an awakening of Kundalini. It gives us different experience, different levels. But all the Kundalini experiences, they are in the mental plane. Until Kundalini touches here, these are all playing in the role of the mind. Pure mind, impure mind, different levels. Anything? Any question? Don't ask it. Nobody online, no question. There is nobody in the online or what?
There's 7 people around right now.
7.
Right now.
Oh.
And there were altogether 108 views.
Anyway. So no question. It's good that everyone has understood.
It's very good.
It is to be every day to be contemplated. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? It's a mystery. I. All the time we are talking about that. But I do not know who am I. We think always that I am this physical body, this all the physical aspects of my health, or a, a psychological being, or I am an intellectual being. People live in this various strata every day. Though they are asking I, but we are not aware at all, intellectually even. This questioning is a big question. So we can end the class then early if you have no other question. Okay?
Look, one question just popped in.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see.
Please tell. Oh, it is the same.
One question just now has come.
Oh,
Oops, 2 questions now.
I'll give it to you, yeah.
if the ego is to be destroyed, it does not become enlightened. It is beyond the mind's knowledge and ignorance. If the ego is to be destroyed, it does not become enlightened. I don't get the question, but the question means probably you have meaning. If the ego is destroyed, are you become enlightened? That's the question probably. So yes, ego, so long is the ego, and ego is centered around me, it is all limited. You are not enlightened. When you lose your eye into the cosmic eye, then that is the enlightenment. So it's beyond the mind's knowledge, and it is beyond it is beyond the mind and its knowledge. Of course, mind cannot grab it because it is mind is enlightened by the light of the Atman behind. Just think that there is a inner light and covered with these different layers of circles. And one is mind, one is intellect, one is ego. So it is realization should happen only when it goes beyond mind, beyond understanding, beyond your ego sense. So that is a constant struggle to go beyond ego. So ego is to be destroyed in bhakti or in knowledge path, both in the path. Ego is to be destroyed. Why? Ego is small ego and big ego. If you remember, God's ego is big ego, my ego is small ego. If my ego remains, then big ego does not work. When my ego merges into the God's ego then, or the divine ego, then divine power works through. That's why Jesus Christ and Buddhas, their ego was merged in the consciousness. Therefore, the divine power worked through them. That is the difference. How to differentiate between ego consciousness and pure consciousness? Terminology. Ego is a manifestation. There must be conscious. I am conscious of my ego. No, I know. I say I know. That means you are conscious about your ego. But this consciousness is a borrowed consciousness. Behind is the real consciousness, which we call consciousness, which we call pure consciousness, which sometimes we mistakenly say witness consciousness. Witness consciousness is observing the activity of the mind, activity of our ego. That's why we say, I got angry that time. How do you know? If somebody has not observed behind you that anger of your ego or your expression, oh, I was very egotistic that time. I should not be like that. No? We say all these statements. Then who is the illuminer of your understanding? That means there is some consciousness which allows us to understand that yes, I should not have behaved like that. I express my egos this way. It should not be. I should be humble. Like that, we say. That means there is an observer behind the ego. So it is very subtle area. Ego, to find ego, to catch ego is difficult. It is so close to the pure consciousness. When you go to see big guys, they're particularly military officers and they're major general or something like that. As you go, their guards' dresses are so gorgeous. Sometimes you forget he is the boss or there is boss behind him. So those who are close to big boss, their power is more, isn't it? In your office CEO, the PA to CEO is powerful, very powerful. He is PA, personal assistant to the CEO, but he is more powerful because everyone knows that he knows every secret. He can help us to get the permission of CEO. No? So everything which is closer to the power, they become powerful. It is in every day's life you will find. So ego is very powerful, and we mistake ego with the consciousness. We have to separate out consciousness with the ego. Because who says, who observes the ego? Otherwise, there will be no expression like that. I slept well. How do you know you slept well? Now you are saying you slept well last night. How do you get this memory? Memory happens when? When you have the experience past, and then you think about that, then memory can come. Is it not? Memory precedes your experience. Have you lunched today? If I ask, you say, no, I could not, I was very busy. Who have observed that? If somebody has observed, then you can get the memory. If there is nobody, who gives the testimony then?
But it cannot be Anuman Praman like that. If you see the rain, the watermark, then you can guess that
That
last
also-
night there was the rain.
that
Similarly,
also-
I'm fresh, so I can
Okay,
guess that I had good sleep.
Yeah, but that also gives you prerequisite that you have some previous experience. That this fire is there, smoke is there. You have seen that experience once. Otherwise, how will you, based on what pramana, you will feel that there is fire? Beginning at one time, you must have to have some experience. And that experience has been observed and remembered. Somewhere in the memory chips, somewhere it will be there. So that is the point. That means ego is very difficult, tough thing. I know I'm not the body, it is easier to understand. Because I see that this body is not me. Because my 10 years old boy body is gone. Just when it gone, and we have no trace of that. But this body is changing, that we understand. But to go to the ego level, it's a very fine level. That's why in the Vedanta books, they start with the body analysis, mind, intellect. That part is easy. To understand I'm not the ego, little I, very difficult. And how to prove that I have an I? I have an I because that relative small I, big I. Small I is there with me. I say I understand. I told you that time. Do you now remember that day I told you to do this one? So who is saying that? The small I is saying. But what is the small I? Which is not one with the big I, that small I. Anyhow, it is to be practiced to understand its depth. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Panamastu. Tomorrow will be there will be gospel class, and I will be there at 7:30 tomorrow evening. Thank you.